Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with pastry chef Ray LaJoy from Madison's, and we are about to make, and I promise I didn't name this, a badass brownie, and we are more than excited about it. But Chef Ray, let's talk about chocolate a little bit. Obviously the key ingredient here, but sometimes very hard to deal with and melt. Any tips for us?
Yeah, chocolate can be very temperamental. Preferably you'd like to use a water bath. You don't want the pot to touch the water. You just want a simmering pot of water, the bowl above that, and just slowly melt it. Or you could also use the microwave, but you have to be very careful, 20 to 30 seconds at a time, because chocolate will scorch very, very quickly in the microwave.
So you have to pull it out and stir it?
You have to pull it out each time, give it a little stir, put it back in for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and again, and repeat that until your chocolate is completely melted.
All right, well, you're going to do it for us carefully, and we are excited about our badass brownie. Bobette?
Well, hurricane season is in full swing, and being prepared isn't just about your family. It also means packing your pet's essentials as well. And Mark Shambour from K9 Korral is here with tips on how to get your pet ready. Now, Mark, before we get into it, you guys also have a little doggy daycare, so I wanted to take a look at some of the cute little cuddly puppies that you guys have. So let's look at them. Tell me who these people are. Look at this one. Oh,
oh
my gosh.
That's
so
Nina.
cute.
She looks like she has a lampshade on her head, but it's really, it's really a lamp behind her.
Nina's so cute.
That's Zeus. That's his first time.
Oh, he looks
He had
happy.
a great time. That is, that's
They're trying to
Chubbo and
escape.
Nikki, and they're like, hey, that's the kitchen in there. They're looking for the food.
They're looking into the kitchen.
Yes, and that's Heidi. That was her first time here
How
also.
cute.
And it was daycare and boarding. Some of them were daycare, some of them were boarding.
It's great for the socialization.
So I love to look
That
at pets.
is Clementine with one of our employees, Brad, who looks just adorable, both of them.
Oh, so
So
cute.
they look so cute. That's why it's so important that we take care of them in case of an emergency. So you
Definitely.
brought some tips for us of what we need to make sure we do and what we need to have prepared. So let's start off with the end of this, or actually start off here.
Well,
What
you
is
know,
it?
I was watching, I watched the Weather Channel. I'm really boring, but I was watching Superstorm Sandy coverage, and there were dogs and there were people floating in the water. And, you know, I thought, you know, a life jacket would be great to have in your kit, and I never really thought about it until that time. So this is a life jacket. This is Pasquale. Pasquale's an old man. He's 12. I got him at 10. I always have a senior dog.
But
He's
so you know
so
what? He doesn't
sleepy.
want to swim if he would be in a flood situation. He'll
He
get
wouldn't.
tired.
And you know, then you don't know what's going to happen to him, just like
Right.
Hurricane Katrina. Last year I highlighted the crate, which is down there on the floor.
front.
And you know, if you go to a pet-friendly shelter, you have to have a crate, and people don't think about that.
Yeah, they
Right.
will not let you in without them, and you're this close to the next person with their
Exactly.
dog.
So-
You've got to crate them.
So crate, life jacket, and what's next?
Well, then of course you want to get your food prepared, because that's going to be the first thing you need. I would get a food grade bucket that actually seals tight, and it is food grade. It's not something you mix cement in. And then get some food. I would suggest, I have a whole store of food, but I would recommend getting an extra bag of dry dog food and just keeping it with your kit, so you're not trying to get it if there is a storm.
Okay.
Canned foods, those have the pop-ups, but even with the pop-ups, sometimes they break, so a can
Yes.
opener is very important to have, and just for a people kit too.
And how
Yeah,
much
that's
food?
smart.
How much food do you store for your dog? In
It
terms
depends
of
upon the size. This bag right here would be great for Pasquale for almost a month.
Okay.
But I would have 2 of them. I would get an extra one. Just
Okay,
in
So,
So-
you want to be prepared for at least a week,
Probably a
or
week.
Well,
like
the
how
store-
long?
7
may
to 10
close.
days,
7 to
yeah.
10 days.
And the thing is people are buying the crates, they're buying the food, they're doing all that within that 3-day period. So you want to plan ahead and have it all ready to rock and roll.
All right, next to the food, what is
Why don't
that?
you go put it
Well,
in?
you have to have a bowl and a food dish. So this is a combo. That's actually the food bowl
You
is
put
down
it in
below.
here?
That's the food. This is the water
And
here.
then you unzip them and you put it in
Yeah,
there.
and you can use it dually. You could take it to the beach if you just
And I like
use
how
it.
it just compacts, so
Yeah.
you don't
Look at
have to
that.
have an actual bowl, so you can always stuff it into
And this
something.
one here, which
compacts
that's
too.
collapsible, and that matches Linda's blouse very
Yes, it
nicely. Your
does. You've
jacket.
got to be careful about that.
Coordination is
Well, that's
key.
great for storage because obviously
that's
you start to
amazing.
run out of space here.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
forget about certain things. These can all get put in a kit. They can get put in the bucket and just keep them sealed until we get
you're
the call.
ready,
All right,
yes.
so when you talk about the food and all that stuff, but you also have to have certain things about the dog and your pet. You know, what about
Definitely.
that?
Well, first of all, microchip your pet and record the microchip with the company so they know that it's your dog. This Corolla, she's so wonderful. She works for me. She built this for her own dogs. And you want to have a vaccination record. You want to have any kind of documentation, medications for the pets. You want to make sure that if something happens, you have proof that it's your pet, and this is what the pet needs, and this is what the pet looks like.
You mentioned a picture of you and the pet, so
You
not just
and
a
the pet.
picture
Oh,
of
that's
the pet.
good. You can see
Definitely.
yours.
Yeah, definitely you and the pet, because certain pets, certain breeds look the same, and if it's a purebred and a very expensive dog, you know, you want to know that you're getting your pet back and not somebody else. Very
All right,
important.
saline solution, something I use, but I didn't expect it for dogs.
Well, you know, with the wind and the rain and dust and all that kind of stuff blowing around, for people or for pets, I would have saline solution to rinse the eyes out.
Good idea.
Definitely. Rescue remedy for when your dog is a little nervous. Also Benadryl, at 1 milligram per 1 pound is what they recommend. So on a 25 milligram pill, that would be good for one dog to kind of take the edge off. First aid kit, very important also. You can put your medications in there if you need to, and everybody should have one.
All right, and then next we have right here on the floor, the sweater vest.
That's a Thunder Vest. What I would do, you can use that also for like the upcoming 4th of July holiday. A Thunder Vest will help keep the dog calm. And that, just like with the fireworks, running around, doing all kinds of stuff, the dog is like stressed.
That dog is so well behaved.
It's a canine good citizen, it sure is.
You're right.
But definitely I would get a Thunder Vest and try it on your dog ahead of time.
All right, Mark, we only got 30 seconds, so we're going to wrap up the next one. You have a collar, toys, and waist basket.
Yes, we have lighted
Yeah,
collars.
the collar and
Oh,
the
how
leash.
I think that's
That-
great.
Which is
Highlighted
important
is
if it
great.
gets dark, you can find them.
Definitely. Just push the button. It does all kinds of things. It's not going to have any
flashes.
power, so you want your dog seen if a car's out there.
Right.
Busybodies, keep them busy. Poop bags, pick up after your
Oh,
pet.
that's so
So,
important.
yeah.
All those things that need to be done, and put those all in the bucket and set them aside for the...
Right.
Well, definitely a lot of good things. So we have to remember, not just us have to be safe, the pets too, and think ahead.
For
So
the pets.
thank you so much, Mark, for all of the information. Now,
Their
if you want to
family.
get more information about this, you want to contact,
That's what you
go to K9 Korral, or actually go to their website, k9korral.com, and they can give you all the tips you need to be prepared. And when we come back, we're going to get tips from Dr. Jenny on how we can sleep well. We'll be right back.